Jimmie Johnson is pushing that 18 car, and that will make a huge difference coming off the 2.
Tony's got to push you. You saw him come right up to the back bumper there.
That looked like more like a shove as they came off the 2. Here they come down the backstretch. Johnson drops to the bottom 2.
But yeah, Jimmy's got it. Well, 18 got down there. I was just saying, the 2 strongest cars right now are right there.
14 and 11.
So now Hamlin's going to have to figure out, well, what am I going to do to get by him?
Look at those things bounce, man. I mean, they bounce left, they bounce right. I mean, and that's violent. I think we've seen in-car camera shots how violent the driver's head kind of ricochets around inside the seat.
And these 4 already starting to separate themselves a little bit from that pack. Ken's just doing everything he can to hang on and trying to see if Elliott Sadler in that 19 can help push him up there.
And you see those guys in the back trying to push each other up there. And you saw Logano get into the back of the 9 car there and push him, and he just kind of weaves down the backstretch.
Oh, man.
Now watch when they get straight. Now the guys getting a run will start showing each other. See the 20 should lay it to the 9. Although the 9 doesn't have much of a bump.
Yeah, and that's the problem with trying to bump draft with somebody who's already been in an accident. You don't know where that bumper bar's there or whether it's not there.
9 laps remaining.
You see the first 5 or 6 cars have lined up. As long as these first 5 or 6 cars are lined up, you see Montoya jump out of line back there in the back, and then.
But this is where the wrecks start happening, because now these guys are mirror driving more than they're looking out the windshield.
Yeah.
They're trying to block each other. Whoa,
Oh, man.
and all you're trying to keep that car behind it. You don't.
Oh,
there we
there
go.
it is. Scott Speed. AJ Allmendinger.
Still outside. Stay in the gas.
Scott Speed in the Red Bull number 82.
And you just get to this point of the race, and you can just expect it, because everybody is trying to protect their position. And if they see, if you look in the mirror, you see a guy has a run on you, you're going to turn in front of him and try to block it.
8th caution of the night. He was running in 15th.
Yeah. And you know, they come up on him, he comes up the racetrack and runs right across the hood of Allmendinger's car. And that's it's just like Wally says, early in the race, there's give and take. There's give and take. We're sitting here looking, it's 9 laps to go when they were coming by, 8 laps to go. There is no give, there's all take right here.
So the 44 had to check up a little bit. The 82 had a run, and he figured, you know what, I got enough run, I think I can clear him.
And
he's
26,
But look at him sawing the wheel in there, too. Just being the victim being trapped in the middle groove.
Like, go ahead, 26 was coming too.
Yeah, 26 is coming and has no idea that the 82 is there. Has no idea that the closure rate is that fast. And when it closes, it's over with.
This is a great shot, I think. Watch how he misses a 44.
Stay low, stay low. Come on. No caution yet. Keep digging. Keep your foot in it.
He's been very lucky at avoiding a lot of incidents tonight, Joey Logano. He's gotten through some big ones. Scott Speed, on the other hand, headed to the garage area, heavily torn up. 39 is going to get the free pass. He was nailed earlier tonight for going too fast on the edge of the pit road. 7 to go right now. Light still on the pace car.
Okay, now,
What do you think?
well, I mean, Hamlin's going to be in another, I mean, now you got Hamlin beside you.
Yeah.
Now
It's going to get rough.
It's going to get different. Yeah, it just keeps getting. It's funny because you just keep lining them up in different scenarios, and every scenario is a new one. So
Yeah,
it's
different
kind of like,
combination, yeah.
it's a different combination. It's like, okay, what works this time? You know what I mean?
But Jimmie Johnson, that 48, he's not afraid to lay the bumper to you on a restart. And that's what you need to do. If I was Denny Hamlin, I'd be saying right now, tell the 48 spotter to run me over. on this restart.
Yeah, help me. You know what I mean? Help me, help you.
Yeah.
Okay? Help me, help you.
Wear my rear bumper out.
Well, during this caution, our 8th of the day, let's go through the field. We'll begin with Marty. You know, I talked to Darian Grubb earlier this morning. He said, the one thing I don't want, a short run to decide this race, and that's exactly what he's got. Tony has been able to keep this horse out front, trying to get a second points win as an owner and a driver. I'm sure there's no nerves behind that wheel right now. Denny Hamlin told us in Countdown to Green today, he said, you know what, I won too early in my career. This is where it all started, a Budweiser shootout win. Denny would love to be able to get the car back to victory lane. The 11 car been missing from victory lane for quite a while now. Kyle Busch, his teammate right behind him, said, I have the 48 car behind me on this restart. That should be very interesting. If those two can hook up, maybe they can get back to the front. Kyle still thinks he has a shot to win this thing from third. Adam?
And I believe Jimmy Johnson feels like his chances of winning still good as well. And while driver 48 wants to get there, his crew chief would love to go to victory lane at Daytona himself. He did not get to make the trip when Jimmy won the 06 500. He had been suspended. Darian Grubb was filling in as crew chief. Matt?
Our reigning Daytona 500 champion, Matt Kenseth. He currently sits in the 5th position, 3 out of the last 6 races here at Daytona. He is left with a top 5 finish. The issue for Kenseth, the car seems to lag a little bit going from 3rd to 4th. He let one of his teammates know about that for the restart. Lindsay?
Matt, Elliott Sadler said not a day goes by that he doesn't think about that missed opportunity in the Daytona 500. He is driving right now the same car that he ended up driving to a 5th place finish back there in February. He says the car's a little bit tight, however, right now pretty happy with their position. Matt?
Second highest running Roush car is the 99 of Carl Edwards. A year ago, top 5 finish here at Daytona, almost left with a win, finishing 2nd. He has conversations back and forth with Matt Kenseth. When they restart, they should be nose to tail, and they're going to try to team up. The 99 will try to help push the 17 to the front, Marty.
Matt, what a day this has been for Marcos Ambrose in the 8th position right now. I asked him earlier this week, how's your confidence in plate races? He said, I have none. He said, it's really just a feel thing for me. And I asked him, how did you finish so well at Talladega, where you finished 4th? He said, honestly, I don't know if I can duplicate that again. He said, I just kind of got in the right line. Well, he's made a lot of right decisions tonight, currently sitting in 8th after having a loose race car for most of this night, Matt.
Busch saying, Marty, that the car just not the same since the damage earlier. He currently sits in the 9th position. He had his spotter walk on down the spotter stand and talk to the 78 spotter, Regan Smith, to try to team up for this final stretch run. But he says when he gets the car back at him, they want to put the chassis down and just see what might be wrong with the 2 car.